Back, folks. B Shooter94 here, and we are officially 2 weeks away from Halloween Havoc 2001. I can't thank you guys enough for how amazing these last 3 videos have been with y'all, being over almost 100 views every single video since the last couple. So thank you guys so much for commenting and throwing likes on the video and keeping this save alive and well. This episode of Nitro is number 311. We're in front of 3,900 people, and we're starting the show with our usual opening video of the Wednesday Night Nitro segment. So we have our main event players, which are BG James, Booker T, Jeff Jarrett, Kanyon, Ken Shamrock, Lance Storm, and Shane McMahon. This one goes for about 30 seconds like usual, and it's a 62 to get our show up and running. Let's jump right into the first segment of the show, which will be Shane Helms facing off against one of the 3 new Cruiserweights coming to WCW. And this one, in a sense, is technically a return. But without further ado, Shane Helms' match facing off against a former Cruiserweight wrestler of WCW is La Parka. In a decent match, Shane Helms defeats La Parka in 10-22 by pinfall with a vertebreaker. Wrestling rating was a 51, crowd of 42, segment was a 53. Shane Helms gets a 53 overall in the rating. LA Parka gets a 49, which we'll take. The Reaper gimmick that he does, he got a very good. They didn't click, which was disappointing, but that's okay. Not everybody's going to hit that. The Cruiserweight title storyline has advanced, which this win, as pertains from last week, this win now gets Shane Helms his match for Halloween Havoc against AJ Styles for the WCW Cruiserweight Championship. The commentary lifted the match, and Shane Helms benefits from having a hot new move, 53 overall on the segment there. So we segment here. Let's get this off of there. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. Alright, moving on to the post-match segment, which shows AJ Styles watching from the back on the monitor, seeing Shane Helms winning his match against the returning LA Parka, or La Parka, however you want to say it. So AJ Styles and Shane Helms will go one-on-one at Halloween Havoc, 59 on that segment there. Storyline obviously advanced because we had the match booked for Halloween Havoc. Backstage, we have Jeff Jarrett, BG James, and Lance Storm. They're planning on coming down to the ring as they have something to address. As remember last week, BG James and Lance Storm did attack the WCW Tag Team Champions. And obviously the WCW Champion, Jeff Jarrett, obviously has a lot on his mind, knowing that he has Booker T in 2 weeks and Booker T's return match for the WCW Championship. 73 on this backstage segment. Both storylines have advanced, and unfortunately Lance Storm does his usual where he struggles with going off script. But we'll still take a 73 on the segment. And here we go. This is a lot to go through here, so let me start with one thing at a time. So the first thing we do here is Jeff Jarrett, BG James, and Lance Storm come down to the ring for an in-ring promo. And they're talking about how last week, Double J, I gave BG and Lance Storm a task, and they knocked it out of the park. They took down the WCW Tag Team Champions last week, and we are now on the road to have all 3 of us have gold here in WCW. And yeah, in 2 weeks I do have Booker T, but I can guarantee you this, that Double J, Jeff Jarrett, will be walking out of Halloween Havoc as still your reigning and defending WCW champion. They get interrupted by the Road Warriors though, and the Road Warriors come out onto the stage, and they are obviously pissed off about what happened last week on Nitro with BG and Lance Storm attacking them from behind. And Road Warrior Animal says that tonight, let's do it. BG James, Lance Storm, you face the Road Warriors tonight, and if you win, we'll give you your WCW Tag Team Championship match at Halloween Havoc. 67 overall on the segment with both things. Jeff Jarrett's side of it got us a 71. The Road Warriors coming out and making the match for the main event tonight, non-title, 62. All the storylines have advanced. Lance Storm actually did a better job this time. 67 overall on the segment. Booker T actually was not there. We just used him as an off-screen, as that's what Jeff Jarrett was talking about. So it looks like our main event tonight has some big ramifications. If BG James and Lance Storm can pull off the win here, they get a shot at the WCW Tag Team Championships at Halloween Havoc. So This main event's going to be very important tonight for Wednesday Night Nitro. And in a decent match, Chavo Guerrero Jr. defeats Jamie Knoble in 7:51 with a Tornado DDT. Wrestling rating was a 62, crowd of 35, 63 overall on the segment. Chavo got us a 69, Knoble a 54, and the Trouble in La Familia storyline has advanced with this segment. Now, with all the turmoil last week, La Familia is not here this week, so Chavo is in a match on his own. Remember last week Chavo wanted to challenge Dustin Rhodes for Halloween Havoc, and if Chavo loses, La Familia must cease to exist. So the challenge was made last week by Chavo. Let's see if he gets an answer this week. And it looks like he does. After the match ends, Dustin Rhodes comes out onto the ramp and accepts Chavo Guerrero's challenge for Halloween Havoc, where if Chavo Guerrero loses, La Familia ceases to exist. 66 on that segment. The storyline has advanced, and Dustin Rhodes getting better at his gimmick. So we had 2 matches made tonight for Halloween Havoc. Remember, we still got one more week after this for the go-home show, so we'll see kind of what that gets us. But our card's starting to shape up really well for Halloween Havoc, guys. So 66 on that segment there. And backstage, as Shane Helms is in the locker room, AJ Styles and walks up, and the confrontation is real. Obviously, both men know that the Cruiserweight Championship is on the line at Sunday, or next Sunday, at Halloween Havoc, and Shane Helms and AJ Styles are staring daggers through each other. No words needed to be said here, as security shows up to make sure there's no funny business with a brawl or anything like that. 62 on that segment as the storyline has advanced. I'm actually really happy that we're doing this match again. I hope you guys are as well. This is probably the best match I can give you right now in our Cruiserweight division. So, storyline has advanced. Alright, and in a decent matchup, Diamond Dallas Page defeats Johnny the Bull in 9:38 by pinfall with a Diamond Cutter. Wrestling rating was a 55, the crowd a 53, the segment was a 59. DDP got us a 65, Johnny the Bull a 45. He was off his game though, so I mean, I understand. And the commentary lifted the match. Not much to really talk about here. This was strictly just a Diamond Dallas Page win. Johnny the Bull being on the show, which is always nice. Hopefully we find out what the situation is with DDP and Bob Holly. Last week Page was able to flatten him with a Diamond Cutter, so I'm sure there's going to be ramifications for that. And there sure is, as post-match Bob Holly jumps the barricade and attacks DDP in the ring. Slams him into the ring post, trying to go after DDP's shoulder to stop the Diamond Cutter for Halloween Havoc. And the whole time Bob Holly's screaming at him that he is going to see him at Halloween Havoc and take him out. So it looks like this match also will be added to the card for Halloween Havoc. 67 on the segment. Obviously their storyline has advanced, and this is Bob Holly's really like big program for WCW so far. So we're really testing the waters with him to see where him and Page are going to end up here. So if this match goes really well, I think Bob Holly could be a fixture in WCW here, which is an odd thing to say with our save. So good stuff here, guys. And then as we come back from commercial, Scott Hudson stops Bob Holly and says, you know, what that attack and you yelling Halloween Havoc constantly at DDP, is this a foregone conclusion that you and Page will step into the ring one-on-one at Halloween Havoc? And Bob Holly says, you're damn right. Next Sunday, Bob Holly's taking out Diamond Dallas Page once and for all, and finally going to get my way onto bigger and better things, which is gold here in WCW. 74 on that little backstage little segment there from Bob Holly. The storyline has advanced and gained heat. So this is the type of stuff I'm talking about, guys, where Bob Holly's just really doing well, and very happy with his performances right now. So good stuff here. Okay, now this was a match I knew was going to be bad, but it has a reasoning, okay? And about that decent reaction from the crowd, but terrible wrestling, Stevie Ray defeats Kid Cash in 6:41 by pinfall with a double underhook facebuster. Wrestling rating of 41, crowd of 36, segment of 42. Stevie Ray got us a 41 and Kid Cash a 42. They don't click, which makes perfect sense. And then commentary lifted the match. This match is strictly, only reason this match is on the show is for the post-match segment, which I'm about to show you right now. And that is Ken Shamrock showing via satellite, formally accepting Stevie Ray's challenge last week to stand up for his so-called brother to face the world's most dangerous man at Halloween Havoc in his WCW in-ring debut. So, another big match for Halloween Havoc. Ken Shamrock enters in-ring competition here in World Championship Wrestling for the first time at Halloween Havoc against the brother of Booker T, the man he screwed over at Fall Brawl War Games. So that match is set up. So that's why we had I just wanted Stevie Ray to have a match. That's really all it was. I knew the rating was going to be bad, but I wanted to get this. I wanted to have Shamrock accept the challenge, and now that we have that, we have Ken Shamrock's debut at Halloween Havoc, which is another nice little tidbit leading into some more stuff. So all things considered, yes, the rating was bad, but we are good. The storylines are progressing. So that's all I got to say about that. Obviously, the storyline has advanced, and a 61 rating by Ken Shamrock. We get a backstage promo from Kanyon where he talks about last week. You know, it's been a whirlwind for him since he's won this WCW US Championship. He's got two former champions chomping at the bit to come at him. And last week, you know, he proved that he definitely could retain his title against Mike Awesome. And tonight, he's going against Mr. Perfect, Curt Hennig, a man who didn't lose his championship. He was injured, and then Mike Awesome decided to beat him in a hardcore match. So tonight, the innovator of offense goes up against the perfect one. Something's got to give. 62 on that segment, on that promo from Mr. Kanyon, our WCW US champion. Then in a match that I knew was not going to hurt us in any way, shape, or form, in a decent match, Kanyon and Curt Hennig draw in 13 minutes but double disqualification in a storytelling match due to Mike Awesome coming in and ruining all the fun, which had led to him attacking both Hennig and Kanyon. 63 on the wrestling segment, 53 on the crowd, 65 on the match. Kanyon got us a 62, Curt Hennig a 64. Both storylines, the US title and the unknown storyline, has advanced. Kanyon was off his game, which is disappointing, but Kanyon and Curt Hennig have good chemistry and they lifted the match, and the commentary did well. So Mike Awesome, the party pooper that he is, felt a little butthurt about last week, and he decided to ruin this match here on Nitro for us, but that's okay. I think it's a nice little way of keeping the story going of these three men interweaving for the US title, and it doesn't hurt Kanyon or Hennig to take a loss tonight, so that's good for both sides. Good, no problem here whatsoever. Post-match, Shane McMahon walks up to Mike Awesome, and he's pissed. He told Mike Awesome to stay backstage, and he said, "Why are you feeling the need to get involved? You have your match in the triple threat match at Halloween Havoc. You should, why did you come out and ruin this match?" And Mike Awesome just smiles evilly at Shane McMahon, and obviously Shane McMahon is pissed off as Mike Awesome walks out of the office. So some more kind of, some stuff there with Shane and Awesome, and again, this is starting to build towards that triple threat match even more, which I'm hoping is going to get us a ridiculous rating. 68 on that segment. Both storylines have advanced, and Shane McMahon benefits from having the public support. So good job, Shane. And Mike Awesome, you did well as good job. In a bout that we had set up from last week, and the blow-off to Mark Jindrak and Shawn Stasiak. In a bout that had decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. Mark Jindrak defeats Shawn Stasiak at 9:43 by pinfall with a diving clothesline. Wrestling rating of 46, crowd of 35, 47 on the segment. Jindrak and Stasiak respectfully got us a 45 and 47. The storyline has ended. We are done with this. Both men are going to go on their separate ways. The commentary lifted the match, and Stacy Keibler obviously great at ringside, and she's great with Stasiak. Jindrak came out on this feud as a win. Give us another mid-card face. That's all we can really ask for here. Both men are young, so we could probably do some stuff with both guys. I have a little push idea in the works for Jindrak, so that's why he was the one that came out on top in this little storyline. So I can't complain. A 47 is not amazing, but I will take it, and we will roll with it from there. Backstage promo from BG James and Lance Storm. They're talking about how tonight they are going to prove that they are the best tag team in WCW when they defeat the Road Warriors and earn their shot at Halloween Havoc to take those championships from those old geezers and take the WCW championships back to their faction and have all the gold be with the 3 best wrestlers here in WCW. 68 on that segment there. Both storylines have advanced, and Lance Storm did better being off script this time, which we always appreciate. So good stuff out of Lance and BG James. 68 on that segment. And here we go, our main event of the evening. And our main event of Wednesday Night Nitro, and a bout that had good heat and decent wrestling. BG James and Lance Storm defeat the Road Warriors in 12:39 when BG James pins Road Warrior Hawk with a roll-up following a distraction from Jeff Jarrett. This was a storytelling match. Lance Storm did carry the match in forms of in-ring performance. Both Road Warriors got us a 58, Storm a 75, and BG a 60. The wrestling was a 63, crowd a 55, segment a 65. The Road Warriors feud with Team storyline is still advancing. The tag title storyline has advanced. Obviously, the Road Warriors show excellent chemistry, and this now means we have a tag team championship match for Halloween Havoc. BG James and Lance Storm facing off against the Road Warriors. However, this match was obviously helped out by Jeff Jarrett, which they are now 3-on-2 on the Road Warriors until post-match happens when Booker T makes the save as he helps the Road Warriors up, and they eventually get BG James, Lance Storm, and Jeff Jarrett to bail from the ring, leaving the babyfaces standing tall to end Wednesday Night Nitro. Obviously, all the storylines have advanced. Booker T was good on performance, and Lance Storm did well being off script. 69 on the segment. And that gets to our end of our Nitro here. Let's see what we get for an overall show rating. I'm a little nervous, I'm not going to lie, but I'm hoping we can sneak into a 70 here. Let's see. 66. Again, that's disappointing. Well, guys, so here's the thing, and we've kind of talked about this, and I know some have talked about this in the comments. The ratings are going to be what they are, right? Not every week is going to be amazing. But I do think the stories that we're writing and going through here are leading to bigger and better things, and I think that's why I'm okay with the lower ratings. Even though we are losing popularity in one region, that's okay. It's the Southeast. We're at like a 68 there, so that's probably why. And we're developing the U.S. overall, which is nice, and we're starting to get the roster to really be where I want it to be. And, once we hit 2002, I think, is when we really start to make this our own, and not have any real, stench from WCW 2000, 2001 in there. So, guys, thank you so much for keeping this save going. Make sure you're liking and commenting on the videos just like the last few have been. You guys are amazing. I'll see you guys next time for the Go Home show, and then we are on our way to Halloween Havoc 2001.